People class, welcome to today's video of Carnage from the movie Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So my dad mainly collects these guys, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't really dive too much into getting them. But then I saw him, I was like, I'm never gonna see this guy at Walmart or any other store again, and I'm pretty sure my dad has the basic Marvel Legends version. So you know what? Why not get him? He wasn't cheap, he was a whole 50 bucks. You know, comparing them to some of the other figures that especially my dad got, I could work with the price. Just to look at the box itself, I gotta say it's pretty dang nice. I especially love the art from the movie. I gotta say that the CG from the movie is stunning. With the Marvel Legends Venom that I missed, I wish I got him. I couldn't get him and I didn't want to shop online, so I was just like, at least I got one of them. For how he comes out of the packaging, it looks very promising. It is simply not a regular Marvel Legends thing where you get like maybe one or two little things in it. There is a plentiful, especially another good detailed head from what I can see, and plenty of weapons in the back to choose from, especially a new hand and stuff. It's like, I'm not used to this. So this is great. Before we take a look at what the figure is actually like, it's very promising. I'm wondering if all those little holes are for maybe bendy wire tentacles or something that you can add on. I don't really get why they're there. So first impressions of him straight out the box, man, I gotta say, he looks great. Just so you know, the hands are malleable plastic. Can he really pose and stuff? No. As I was taking him out of the box, it was very like, ooh, if I talk on this too tight, I'm literally gonna rip a finger or two off. So do be careful about that. Do not pull from the hands. Pull from the feet and the torso, and the rest will come. So for a full 360, I definitely gotta say that this guy is sick. The amount of detail, the freaking veins and muscles and just scraping, and it's Venom. It's not just flush flesh. It is literally just clumps of whatever. And they got that so well. I'm not used to Marvel Legends looking like this. Not to say Marvel Legends is bad stuff. Like Spider-Man. There are good Spider-Man, there are bad Spider-Man. Then a lot of them just use the same body, but then this one is new from what I can tell. Looking at the head, it's Carnage. It's not like the overly realistic Carnage from the movie, but it is definitely, when I think of this, I can easily say, yeah, that's a Spider-Man villain, or even just a villain in general. And it's amazing. One thing I love is the back. The amount of detail, the amount of just pulsating veins and the actual musculature is amazing. And again, I'm happy that it's just not on the same body, because I have a few and I've seen my dad's and it literally is the same body. I'm just, Moving on to the torso, this is nice as well, as amazing toned muscle detail, amazing abs, and the actual structure of how it kind of bends in a little bit for a male physique. And then the tentacles popping out on the side, that's such a nice detail. Everything is a lot better than what I thought it would be, and for 50 bucks, this is it made sense as to why. Am I happy spending 50 bucks, or I should say, am I willing to spend 50 bucks on a whole line of these? No. As long as it's just a few, I'm willing. But then if it's a whole line of 12, nah, it's not that important. Now for the hands, man, these things are nice. Each one is differently sculpted, and there is a hole for the tentacles and stuff that is very, very nice and pronounced. Especially, oh my gosh, the actual finger tendons and stuff popping out. Ugh, it's disgusting and amazing. And the small forearm muscles, man, this is great. We have definitely grown in toy detail over the past few years. And then going on to crotch area and the thighs, then the glutes. Even though I know that this guy can't move back, and again, this is the first time opening him since I got him, I can kind of see that he's just mainly supposed to be an attacking, not really a, defensive guy, but whatever. Again, the shading, paint detail, that everything on this is nice. I'm very happy that they added a lot of holes, that in tentacles, and even without, they just add them, and it's not just a bare bones painted over body again. One thing that is cool is the toes, though. I never thought that they would add detail like that, but learn something new every day. To get into your articulation, I'm pretty sure he's pretty much what you could expect or should expect of all Marvel Legends. It is great. His ability, is it like superb, amazing, like wow, this is revolutionary? No. I can already tell that he's good, but he's not like, let's say, SH Monster Arts or Figure Arts or like some of those like $100, $200 premium toys. No, he's a premium Marvel Legend, but he's not a premium toy. Or yeah, I'll roll with that. So starting at the head is on the dumbbell joint. It can go up pretty dang nicely. Like I was saying before, he's meant to be a lunging guy, so I'm pretty sure that's what they focused and tried to get all the posability on, especially in covering the gap for the neck. I like that. I really do like that. For the shoulder, it's just on the ball peg. It doesn't have a butterfly. Ooh, a ratchet. Yeah, wow, a ratchet ball peg. I don't know if you can really hear it, but it will hold up its strength. So that's nice, especially with the weapons it has. It will need to. There's a nice bicep swivel. It doesn't feel loose at all. And wow, it's just really not used to them looking this good when you move them. They always look like they're disproportionate now. For the bicep bend, you get a nice 90 without having to move the forearm joint. And this one's tight. I'm trying not to hit that tendril. So, shoot. Okay, without breaking the tendril, you can go up to, I'm pretty sure you can touch the elbow, but I'm not going to because I don't want to damage that. And then for the hand, it is just on another ball joint, so it can go up and down pretty nicely. It can swivel, of course, without a problem. So, it's a basic one. I do wish that they had the butterfly joint, but then that would destroy this detail here. I shouldn't say destroy. It would just make another hole that maybe they didn't want to put into it. They wanted them to be as flush and as smooth as possible. For the ab, the upper part, you get a little bit. You know, it's him breathing. So it's nice. I'm pretty sure this is ratcheted. No? Oh, no, it is. It is. Ratcheted abs. There, ooh, it works, but it's like, it's the tight where you're uncomfortable with doing it. So going all the way up, he can, oh, definitely he can lunge, definitely. Oh, you know what poses he can pull with this already. That's nice. That's really nice. Okay, and then for the legs, so he does have a, gosh, yes, everything is ratchet. Everything is tight. Everything is, ooh. I'm so happy I picked this up. Oh dang, I forgot to show how far shoulders can go out. So they both have tendrils, so they can go out 90. It's not amazing, and do tuck it under a little bit because the shoulder has a kind of tooth. Oh my gosh, maybe a little too tight. That little tooth right there does clash into there from what I'm feeling already, so just push down, push up. Anyways, so to go up, it can go straight, to go back. Again, not that much in comparison. He's walking, which is nice. You can rotate it out, or let's say he can do splits. Almost do the splits. Nice thigh rotation. The knees, nice, no tendrils. So he can do, pretty sure the whole thing. There's one joint, and then for a second joint, it's always the second joint is the hardest. Get a hot gun or whatever. But wow, okay, that's nice. And excuse the sniffling, I'm a little sick. For the feet, it's kind of, ooh, that's kind of the most depressing part. So I mean, it can move side to side is amazing, but you know, maybe I'm used to other figures. For articulation and the base figure, especially the crunch, man, oh, that's my favorite part right there. For the accessories, I'll go over them one by one. Starting off with the head, amazing. Really amazing. I love the tongue. Is it really just pink? Yeah, but you know, again, it's not premium figure. It's just a premium Marvel Legends. So they did the paint, the bare bones, and a little bit extra. And there is a little bit of paint bleed in the eyes where it's not really, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but when I pay 50 bucks for it, you know, it's kind of excusable. Now, if I paid 60 to 100, I'd be like, yeah, that's a no-go. But other than that, there is nice texturing on the head. Let me see if I can get, yeah, there is some real nice detail. Just, again, it's not flesh. It is goop surrounding flesh making its own. It is very nice. Now for the hand, yes, and there is one of these. There is one of where it is just the right hand. It's nice. Detail is nice. The veins in between is amazing, but I don't like, as you saw, one whole side is missing the paint. I don't really get it. I don't know why they did it like that, but you know, I'm not the one that makes the toys. Maybe it was to cut cost or whatever. It's fine. Main reason why I say that is because on this one, this can go in either hand or either wrist hole. It's nice. It's also very flexible. I mean, of course, I don't recommend you to flex at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it is flexible. So it is very malleable. If you drop it, if whatever, no stress at all. The only point where, of course, there'll be stress is a peg, because right here about is solid, like almost brick solid. There is an up and down. Wow, ratchet. I didn't expect that. I don't know, man. There's like no real stress to be needed with this, which is a first. Nice. Now for technically one or two of the tendrils, they are long, like they almost touch the back of my light box here. One thing I'm kind of nervous is if it's bendy wire, it's bendy wire. I'm not going to do that, because I know that the plastic is going to warp in the form. And the one other thing that I'm noticing that's kind of, they're bland. They're just red. There's no, you know, there's no flavor to it. I mean, the detail, the sculpting is outstanding. The fact that they added a bendy wire in here, a thick bendy wire. This thing is what, like 3-4 centimeters or I don't know. It's pretty thick. And then for the connection point, again, what I mean by one is it just has one connection. So it is a pretty thick ball joint. Once you put it in, it ain't coming out, but also it will be a tight squeeze to get it out. So use a hot gun or a heat gun to loosen it up if you want to protect this figure over time. Now for the last two tendrils, this one is pretty much the same as this one. And I just mean that it's kind of like this one is prepping for the attack. This one, like the blade's a little bit longer, I think, or is it the same? It's the same, but this one has more of a exploded effect, like it's actually lunging at the target, while this one's kind of just flat and like bracing for it. Then the third one we get is more of like a, I don't want to say spear. It is really nice. I think this one is my favorite. I kind of wish that there were two to it, but with how much we got, and I know that this is gonna make him a little back heavy, I'm fine with it. I just wish that, same with the other two, is that there was just a little bit of paint on there. I mean, again, I know it's not premium, but I still paid 50 bucks for this. It's like you did on this one, so why not do it on all the others? For what he looks like with his stuff, especially the tendril, it is very, very promising. He can't hold it because, like I said, as soon as I put one on, he automatically got back heavy. And then the other thing that is good to be cautious of is that when I try to move this, the higher you get up to this weapon point, it seems like it gets to just the bare bones plastic. So it wants to just go back. As you can see, it's straightening out little by little. The closer that you get to the base of it, or let's just say the middle, so let's say this part right here. This is the area where you're going to get the most bend. Do be cautious, do be careful. Again, this is just a plastic toy. You overuse it, you keep it in pose for too long, it will eventually warp, crack. It won't be able to hold up its own weight. Or let's just say it does, it's gonna start to crack. Now for the hand, this one is a little bit heavy for some reason. Like, it's not terrible. It's not like, oh, it's the end of the world, like the arm joint is gonna break or whatever. But no, it's just, I mean, And then especially on the wrist peg, like if we just bounce there, I like to drop. I know it's just because of the weight distribution, so it's not the end of the world, but just do be cautious when you're striking the pose with them. Just bring it up a bit, and then eventually you settle into the pose you want. For the head, it was on there tight, so when you swap the heads, don't keep on pushing till you pop it, especially because of this one with the tongue. So be careful when you swap it. And then for this hand, it was nice and easy. Oh yeah, and the hands, man, they slid out. It was a secure slide, but it was nice. There was no stress. I wasn't like scared that, oh crap, I'm gonna break it like I was with the head. But the head, I mean, it's a thick ball joint. I mean, it's bound to happen. So that's fine. And also didn't show the torso rotation, but he can do a full 360, especially with the added bonus of having two joints, one at the waist and one in the chest. He can get some nice poses. So especially if you get a tiny little stand, just to hold him right there, right behind the blade, man, you can get some nice, really nice poses with this. Now I'm wondering when they're going to release Venom, or they probably already have. I just haven't researched it because I literally just saw him and I'm like, I'm gonna walk around for an hour. That is still bottom. For what he comes with, especially just being a lone figure and maybe a wave, and maybe it just is him and Venom eventually, maybe they might do anti-Venom or whatever later. He comes with actually a lot. And with how I was raised growing up with him, he's not really, how should I say, he's not like anime-esque where he has a million things coming off of him. He is very much a close quarters fighter that loves to use his hand or maybe a tendril or two or a blade. So I like this. Actually, I don't like it. I love it. I love it to death. I feel like if they did more and are not doing what Bandai did with the freaking Granddaddy, I might just buy this whole line. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I do recommend if you see this guy, especially in Walmart, pick him up if you can. Don't waste your money. Don't be like, oh, I have to get him, I have to, or else the world's gonna. No, it's not. There's Amazon. It's just like what I'm learning with the Star Wars figures right now. Yes, you have to pay an extra $5-10 because of shipping, but you know, it's worth it. Hope you guys have a nice day. God bless. See you next time. Peace.